Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for watching this evening. If you're new here, it is good to see you. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. As always, I'm really grateful and appreciate your support. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing if you guys were not supporting, if you guys were not watching, if you guys were not subscribed. So thank you once again. And if you're new here and you like to join the tribe, you're more than welcome to join by clicking the subscribe button, and I'll be more than happy to have you on board. So this week I've been actually reflecting quite a lot because I've realized one thing: that life is full of ups and downs. Most of the time, as human beings, we're wired to think about or to reflect when things are really amazing, when we are on the mountaintop moments, when we are able to celebrate, when we are able to shout about our successes. But then I've actually realized the other way around. Life can be full of complications, can be full of ups and downs. And I've just been reflecting on how do you deal with those moments. I've got a couple of videos that I've talked about encouragements, a couple of videos that I've talked about dealing with disappointments and things like that. But I'm just reflecting on this week. I've been, for example, working on some data for so long, and it got to a point to just feeling like, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. And of course, you send it over to some people that you were expecting to work together, and it feels like a tug of this one doesn't want to do it, the other one is doing that. And at some point, it's feeling like, is it really worth it? I can just as well abandon it and move on with my life. At the end of the day, I'm going to be more peaceful. At the end of the day, I don't have to do it. And in those moments of thinking about that and reflecting and almost giving up, I just kept on encouraging myself, and I kept on reminding myself that if I give up now, if I decide I can't do this anymore, or if I decide I've had enough, I throw in a towel, then how am I ever gonna learn from that experience? How am I ever be able to share with someone who is feeling discouraged and disappointed with something, to say, oh, hang on a minute, you can wait another minute, try it again, it's gonna be well. Because the truth of the matter is that life will always throw different things at us. As they say, lemons sometimes when we wanted oranges. There will be those times when we will be on the mountaintops. There will be those times when we are celebrating. There will be those times when we have everything around us going and being the way we want to. But there will also come those times when everything doesn't just seem to be the way we want to. When you wake up in the morning and you're trying to add up one plus one and it doesn't just add up. You wake up in the morning one day and you're feeling like discouraged, and you're feeling maybe even depressed about the situation. And I just thinking about it and reflecting and saying, like, sometimes you can get to a point that you get stuck in that place, you get stuck in that moment, you get stuck in that reflection, that you get to a place that you completely forget that those places and those times are actually meant to be there for a season, and then seasons don't last, they're only there for a short while, and after that the other season will always change. And I've been reflecting on this week, and I've been thinking about it, saying, so what am I supposed to learn from all these things that have been happening, and how can I continue to encourage myself to come out of this season of feeling really disappointed and discouraged with those data analysis, and how can I move on? And one of the things that I've actually just learned is really, 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 we need to be people that have an inbuilt ability to be patient, but also to be resilient. What do I mean by that? Like, there are things that come our way to give us those experiences, and those experiences are actually meant to build in some nature of elasticity within us, some nature of things that will always help us to bounce back. You might be today feeling like, oh, well, I can't do this anymore. I can't face that boss anymore. I can't face that data anymore. I can't face that write up anymore. Or you've just received a rejection, maybe for some application you made, or things are not going the way you want to, and you're feeling like, boy, I'm exhausted. I can't do this. But you can always remind yourself how far you've come in life. I look back and I was thinking, like, hang on a minute, how many different data sets have I been able to analyze for the last couple of years of my career? So why should I stop here and allow this one moment to actually discourage me and to cause me to realize that I can't, to start feeling like, well, I'm defeated and I can't do it anymore. And so when those moments come, sometimes I've learned I'm a strong believer in relying on testimonies, going back to the things that have happened in the past and reminding myself from the things that happened in the past and talking myself through situations from the past. So I'm like, I've been telling myself, okay, hang on a minute, Claire, you've done this before, you can do it again. You have been let down before, and it's not going to be the first or the last time. You need to remember that human beings are like that. Every time they will be able to find people that will not keep to their words. So at the end of it all, not allowing yourself to judge the situation from the present, but looking in the past and learning some of the lessons that you learned in the past and allowing those lessons to kind of in a way encourage you and catapult you or give you the strength and the stamina to go into the next season or to look into the future and see what the future has got in store of you. So I've been reflecting again and just coming back to that moment and telling myself, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be right, okay. It doesn't matter, it might take a while. It doesn't matter, it might take ages to be able to finish this work, but at the end of the day, all will be well. And even if I don't get to finish it, so be it. So that's one of the things that I'm just encouraging somebody that is watching this clip, that it would be nice if life worked out the way we wanted to, if everything worked out the way we wanted to, but that's not life. That's not the way it's going to happen. We'll face disappointments, as I've mentioned. We'll face people that will tell us one thing and they're doing the other thing, or the promises, and they never end up fulfilling their promises. But even in the midst of all those things, you need to stand up for yourself and you need to take yourself and pick yourself up if you feel like you've been like made to fall over and things like that. Pick yourself up and tell yourself, I'm gonna make it again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to continue to learn from this situation and not allow the situation to put me back. I'm not going to allow this situation to make me to get stuck. Yeah, I might be stuck, yes, but that does not mean that I'm stuck here forever. It's just for a season. And after that season is done, I'm going to pick myself up and I need to get new strength and to keep on going and to keep on moving. And there are things that you can actually do if you are in that season that it seems like you are stuck with something, sharing with people. One of the things that I've learned, like even this week, I've just learned to reach out to other people and say, like, hang on a minute, do you know this? Or are you able to help me with this? And they say, like, a problem shared is a problem halved. I don't know where, if that is true, or, but sometimes when you share disappointments with people, sometimes when you just tell people what is going on, you might actually find somebody who is friendly enough or who has experienced it enough, and you are able to learn from those people's experiences. The other thing that I found as well very useful and helpful this week is just kind of taking a break from the situation. Like as I said, I was analyzing the data in the night, in the morning, and I was getting to a point it was really becoming frustrating. And I got to a point to say, you know what, pack this up and put it aside. You come back to it later when you are able to do it. And I've learned something from this. Just sometimes just coming out of that situation by just releasing yourself and saying, okay, I'm gonna let it cool down first, cool off period, then we'll come back to it. So I've been able to do other things. I've been able to do other projects and things like that. And I say to myself, this will come, the time for it will come, and I'll go back to it later. And it might just be sometimes talking to yourself. And I've learned so much to do talking so much to myself. There are times that I sit down with me, we have this conversation, we have this like really talk, very candid, very plain talk. And I'm really literally talking to myself and I'm asking myself questions. So if I'm feeling disappointed, if I'm feeling discouraged, where is that coming from? What can I do about it? Is this the end of the world? Is this the end of everything? Can I be able to make it better? Or is it that way it's done? And even if it's a project that cannot be finished, I can start another project tomorrow. Because sometimes we allow things to blow out of proportion. And that's where we become so grumpy about things. We become so even depressed and stressed up about things. And sometimes if you cannot change it, even if you worry about it, or if you become discouraged about it, or even if you moan about it, you're not going to make a change. So at the end of the day, you get to a point you're just worrying, and worry actually robs us tomorrow's joy. It robs us of the joy to enjoy today, worrying about tomorrow, worrying about, sometimes even worry about yesterday. I spend time sitting down and worrying about maybe something I did yesterday, and I'm thinking about it 3, 4, 5 days down the line. I'm still worried about it, and maybe it's already gone to the past. And I just need to allow myself to know, okay, even if it's something that is not working, or if I made a mistake, we are all humans. It would be nice for us to be perfect, but we're working on perfection. Okay, I've done a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm going to learn from it, pick myself up, and move on. I can't continue staying in that loop of constantly regretting and constantly feeling guilty about it, constantly worrying about it, becoming depressed and disappointed about it. And then eventually, I'm kind of stuck in a vicious cycle. From one cycle, I'm 1 minute depressed, 1 minute stressed up, 1 minute disappointed, 1 minute discouraged. All these words starts with D. And they're not like D that is like encouraging and things like that. Why not spin it around and decide, instead of being discouraged, I'm gonna encourage myself. I'm gonna pour courage into myself. Tell myself, Claire, you have done it wrong, or you have failed, or you have not got what you wanted. So instead of just sitting here beating yourself up, pick yourself up, you can make it again and move to the next thing. Or instead of being discouraged, or instead of being disappointed, you can make an appointment with yourself. Say to yourself, I'm going to do tomorrow what I failed to do today. I'm going to do the other day what I failed to do today. And that's where you're talking yourself. And of course, it's learning from those mistakes, learning from our failures, and not allowing our failures to kind of define who we are by telling ourselves, yeah, I'm not able to do it, or I've been disappointed, or I've been discouraged, but I can learn from these. I can build the skill set that I need. Like now, I've told myself, I want to go and learn how to do meta analysis, no matter the word means. I'm going to learn myself how to do these statistics. I'm going to learn how to do whatever it is, because as long as there is tomorrow, and as long as we are awake, we have that chance to make it better. And so I just thought I'm going to do this recording. If you watch this, I hope it just encourages you. One thing I'm a strong believer is, even if you fail to get the right thing done, fear, failure is not final. Failure is not fatal. As long as you're still awake, as long as you're still alive, you can pick up yourself, learn from your mistakes, and then build on your tomorrow to make it better. So today I'm doing this reflection. It's not going to be anything to do with nutrition, even though I would love to do nutrition or something related to health. But I feel like sometimes some of these things, discouragement, anxiety, disappointment, they are things that can rob us of the joy. And if it's robbed us of the joy, it's also robbing us of an opportunity to be able to enjoy life. And that's why I thought I'm going to just share from what has happened to me in this week. And hopefully, as the week comes to an end, you feel encouraged listening to this clip. And I look forward to bringing you more episodes of not just the encouragement of you today, but also episodes of nutrition and health. So watch out for the next nutrition clip that I'll be releasing very soon. Until next time, bye.